Buongiorno everyone. What I thought I'd do today is pick one player from each Premier League club that Newcastle should sign, could sign this summer. Now I haven't went too mental. Some of them, as you'll guess from the thumbnail, might be a bit unrealistic, or maybe they're not. We are the richest club in the world. You know, we've got the power now, got the pulling power. But obviously some of these players are already playing European football, so you know, unlikely. But it's not like I've went, right, Liverpool, we're going to sign Salah and Van Dijk, or Man City, we're going to sign De Bruyne. You know, I think a lot of them are realistic, some of them are maybe a fetch too far, but we're just having fun with it. Let us know how you think, what you think of my picks. Put yours in the comments below as well, and we'll have a bit of crack for it. Starting off in alphabetical order, Arsenal, Bukayo Saka. The young English star Bukayo Saka, will get him in there. You know what I mean? Come to Newcastle, Saka, right? He's a young lad, build a team around him, have many a bright years ahead at Newcastle, winning lots of trophies, hopefully. Because at Arsenal, let's be honest, it's an FA Cup, you know, can't even get top four. So, future's better elsewhere. Arsenal fans are going to hate me. And I know I've got lots of them in there because the FTV and DR Sports things. I'm just winding ears up, right? But in all seriousness, there's not many other players I would take from Arsenal. I mean, I'd take Martinelli, I'd take Toney, Ramsdale, Saka. Saka's the one for me. Get him in. Let us know. Aston Villa and another young English star in Jacob Ramsey. Now, Ramsey really burst onto the scene this season. If I just have a quick look at his stats, he's only 21, 6 goals in 34 matches in the Premier League this year, but it's his overall play. You know, he's a powerhouse in that midfield. He makes them gut-busting runs into the box, gets on the end of things, makes things happen himself. Very impressed with Jacob Ramsey. So if we could steal one of Villa's young talents, I'd be delighted with that, since they seem to be stealing everyone that we're linked with. Bournemouth, and we've went for Lloyd Kelly. Now I know, we're getting all the English people in here. Call me Sam Aldice, Brexit ball. I've went for Lloyd Kelly there, 23-year-old centre-back. Now he's really took the reins at Bournemouth, stepped up as captain, got him promoted to the Premier League. Lloyd Kelly, solid defender. He was actually linked with us under Steve Bruce. So Newcastle have had an eye on him. But yeah, from Bournemouth, I'd go for the up-and-coming centre-back Lloyd Kelly. Bring him home. Bring him home. Brentford's Ivan Toney. Mr. Fuck Brentford himself.
Fuck Brentford.
Now, he wants to move from Brentford this summer. Well, he's linked with, to be fair, he's linked with West Ham, he's linked with Tottenham. I'd take him at Newcastle, he's linked with Arsenal as well. I've seen the FTV's podcast yesterday. I'd take Ivan Toney back in Newcastle all day long. I think he's an animal. I think he's a brilliant striker. Not sure about his off-the-field stuff. I just referenced the F Brentford video there. I don't know why I haven't swore before. But he said that on holiday. He's been disrespectful at times in interviews. He's been stupid at times in interviews. Once he gets his head sorted out, match his feet, he's a brilliant player. You know, he's got huge potential. He's already shown it in the Premier League. He is a goal scorer. He's a right handful. Get in, Toney. I would have said Ericsson, but he doesn't actually belong to Brentford, does he? Just a short-term deal that was. He's a free agent again. Brighton. And we're going to go for Bissouma. Now this would be a big one, wouldn't it? Yves Bissouma, the centre mid. He again is linked with every club in the Premier League pretty much, especially all the big London ones. I think Arsenal would be a perfect fit for him. Bissouma, he would cost big money, or Man United actually. But he'd cost big money, Bissouma. But he's a really top class player in the middle of the park. And if Brighton keep a hold of him again this summer, it'll be very good business for them. But I'd love Bissouma at the Toon. Another one I'd love at the Toon, and we're going to go back now to the English talent, since actually Bissouma was the first one that's not English that I've called for. And the next few are English as well. Conor Gallagher from Chelsea. Chelsea's Conor Gallagher. Now obviously an unbelievable loan spell at Crystal Palace last season. Breaking into the England side as well throughout that campaign. Surely Chelsea will keep him this summer and get a good look at him. But if they don't, if we could get him, if he wasn't guaranteed first team football, offer them big money. Conor Gallagher, what a talent he is. I don't need to talk about him too much. Crystal Palace, another Chelsea ex-player, Marc, who again, another one breaking into the England team. We've seen him make his debut a few months back. Tremendous centre-back, absolute powerhouse, come from on the ball as well. Guéhi seems to be an all-rounded defender, doesn't he? He's going to be a brilliant talent in the next couple of years. And that would be tremendous to get him through the doors of St James's Park. In no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but it's a no-brainer for me. We'd have to offer him crazy money for them to let him go. Everton, the Toffees, just about survived relegation, and I went for Calvert-Lewin. Now I was tempted to go for a Samba boy to join Joey and Bruno, but Richarlison, he's a massive shithouse, isn't he? In all his diving and noises. Calvert-Lewin, English striker, getting back to his best. We know he's been linked, and he's been linked again with lots of Premier League clubs, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But we're not sure what Calvert-Lewin it is now, is it? He's suffered with injuries and form, fitness. But if he can get him up to speed, we all know what he's capable of, and he is a goal-scoring machine as well. So, Calvert-Lewin from Everton. Fulham now, and who else am I going to say here? But Mitrović. Aleksandar Mitrović. The Serbian striker. He's on form, 40-odd goals last season in the Championship. The question still remains, is he Premier League quality? He wasn't at Newcastle. We shipped him out. Last time he came up with Fulham, he wasn't quite at it. I'm going to tip him to have a great season next year, and I would take him back at Newcastle. I would bring him home. Him and Toney, like 2016, all over again. Bring them home, put them up top together. Wilson as well. Or we'll have one of them on the bench. Mitrović probably. But Mitrović and Fulham, I think he's a good player. I think he's really going to grow into it next year. He's going to show his Premier League quality. I'd take him. Leeds United now, and I'm going to go for another English player. Kalvin Phillips. I was tempted to say Rafinha, but I think he's going to go, not that this is really based on, some of his names already, but Rafinha's going to go to Bayern Munich or Chelsea or anywhere, really, but Kalvin Phillips, again, well, he could probably go there as well, and he would cost big money. But an English midfielder like Phillips, I think if you brought him in, made him a vocal point of Newcastle's side, really bright English talent. Obviously got injured the other week though in the Nations League. But Phillips, the middle of the party, won England's Player of the Year last year. Unreal talent, and he can't stay at Leeds much longer, surely. No disrespect to Leeds, but how again, Man United, someone like that's got to go in for Phillips, but would he go there? What will happen? Let's put what hat in the ring. It's weird me saying these people, but we are the richest club in the world, and money talks. You can't make these things happen. And another young English talent from Leicester this time, Justin. He made his England debut last week in the Nations League as well. He's 24 years old from Luton. The wing back, 13 matches in the league last year, 6 in the Europa League, scored in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, James Justin is a quality, exciting defender, full of promise, full of energy, full of pace, but good at getting stuck in as well. I'd take James Justin from Leicester. Now Liverpool. This is where I've been sensible. Right, this is the most sensible one. Obviously, you would take a Salah or a Van Dijk, an Alisson, but I went for Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is another. Oh, he's English again. Can I get that starting berth nailed on Merseyside because of obviously the competition? Only made 8 appearances in the Premier League last year, 7 in the Champions League. So he is one we could get. I think we've been linked with him for a while now, actually, for even another previous regime. I think we could get Joe Gomez. I'm not really that arsed though. I think obviously I'd much rather have players at Newcastle who have been linked with outside of the Premier League, the likes of Sven Botman. But Gomez from Liverpool, that's my pick. The only realistic one really, because let's be honest, not many other players would leave Liverpool to come to Newcastle because they get in Champions League finals every year. Man City, again, I've been realistic with this one, I think. And again, it's someone we've been linked with. It's Zinchenko, the Ukrainian fullback. Zinchenko. Now, obviously, we would love a Rodri or a Bernardo Silva or a Mahrez or any single one of any of the starting 11. But I went for Zinchenko, a defender who, in and out of favour with Pep Guardiola. So he played 15 games last season for Man City in the Premier League. 4 assists in that time, so not a bad amount of games, but considering half of the season there, isn't it? So Zinchenko could be playing more football. He'll want to play more football. Bring him. He looked brilliant for Ukraine the other week in the Nations League. Top player. He's looked class. He's played at St James's Park a couple of times. I've seen him. He's a rapid fullback and he's an intelligent fullback, which is probably a lot down to Guardiola's coaching. So Zinchenko from City. The other side of Manchester, I've went for Dean Henderson, obviously heavily linked with Newcastle United. Dean Henderson, apart from our new technical director, Dan Ashworth, kind of changed his mind on him, but he was very close to joining, still could definitely join. Trying to join in January, gone. Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper from Man United, is my pick. I flirted with the idea of Marcus Rashford, but I'm just not sure on Rashford, where's he at? It's a bit like Calvert-Lewin, isn't he? Where's his fitness at? Where's his head at? Where's his form at? Yeah, I'm going to go with Henderson because I want a keeper who's more comfortable with the feet and whatnot. The new boys, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest back in the big time for the first time in a long time. And I've went for, and we've been linked with him as well, to be honest, the Welsh footballer Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson, winger for them, he's 21. He's been playing regularly for Wales already. We've seen him the other day in the World Cup qualifiers. for Forest last year. He had an incredible return in the Championship, 49 games, 18 goals and 10 assists. Now, there's a lot of people with eyes on young Brennan Johnson, so let's snap him up. Let's snap him up because he's got bags of potential, and I'm sure in the future, very soon maybe, he'll be making a move to a Premier League side. You know, he's tipped with the likes of Leicester, Villa, West Ham, Everton, everyone's sniffing around him. So I think whoever gets him, we're going to get a real talent. So let's get him in. Let's get Brennan Johnson in from Nottingham Forest. Few teams left in the Premier League then. Southampton. And there's only one choice that really sticks out for me, and it's the free kick master, James Ward-Prowse. Now, again, I can't see Ward-Prowse staying at Southampton much longer. I know he signed a new deal recently there, but he's in the England team now. He's no disrespect to Southampton. I've just been living down there, love it down there, lots of mates down there. I like the club, went to a few of the matches. Great city, great club. But Ward-Prowse, he's too good for Southampton. He's too good to be playing mid-table football, and he would be too good for Newcastle if it wasn't for this takeover. So, I mean, he might even go bigger than us. Again, I keep saying it, but you know, Man United have got so many ins and outs that I need to sort out. Ward-Prowse would slot into their midfield lovely. Man United, any of those top teams, Tottenham, you know, Arsenal even. Ward-Prowse deserves top 6, top 8 team in the Premier League for me. He's a real good talent. He's underrated, I think, until recent months when he's been getting called in the England side. But Ward-Prowse with his set pieces, it's a danger for any side. And it's not just that though, it's his ball distribution as well. He's really clever in the middle of the park. So Ward-Prowse, you'd have to pay big money, but get him in. And I've just realised he's again English. And so are the next few. Tottenham. Right now, Tottenham, this is my most ridiculous one, and you know who it is because he's in the thumbnail. But I went big. Harry Kane. I went for Harry Kane. I went for Harry Kane because if he's going to break Shearer's record, what better place to do it than Newcastle? Do it here, take it off, and Shearer could even just hand him the reins, could hand him the award. Kane, it's not going to happen, let's be honest. It isn't going to happen because he is playing Champions League football under Antonio Conte. But let's just say something mad happens, Conte leaves, doesn't get his transfer wish. Kane's sitting there, wants a move, needs a move, wanted it last year. Obviously, I think this won't happen. Kane could go to any team in the world probably, but nobody's going to give Daniel Levy the money that he wants. We could slap up a massive fee. I know it's not going to happen, but I was looking at him on Tottenham's team. Son was another choice, but I don't think anyone who's good enough would leave Tottenham for us because they're in the top 4, so I just went for it. I went for Kane. Who would you go for realistically? Probably like Sessegnon, someone like that who can't get in the team. Not really asked about him though, so I went for Kane. West Ham, I could pretty much say what I've just said on a little bit of a Leicester scale for Kane as I will for West Ham's pick, and it's Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen, who's just broke into the English side in the last week or so. We know how good of a season he's had. Newcastle nearly bought him from Hull before West Ham did a few years ago. So he's been on our radar, but he's got European football, West Ham, hasn't he? I think it's only the Conference League, like, so he could leave. But again, you know, even the likes of Liverpool have been linked with Jared Bowen. So I doubt he would come here. I doubt he would come here yet because West Ham have got European football and he'll probably have a better suitor. But I looked around that West Ham side and just thought, fuck it, go big. Go big, get Bowen. Go big, go Bowen. Offer the big money. Wolves is the last on the list of the Premier League clubs. The 20th one to mention, bottom of the alphabetical pile. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Ruben Neves. It's not an English player for once. Ruben Neves is in there for me. And what a talent he is. He's been linked with a move this summer, although I'm seeing reports that he might sign a new deal, so it's mixed. But Ruben Neves, that's one of the best ones. I'd take Jose Saw as well, the keeper. I think Wolves could sign Ruben Neves, depends on what his other options are. If he's got other options of teams that are already in Europe, etc., then Newcastle will have to wait to sign these top players to prize them away from their Premier League teams, I think. But Wolves, I don't think they're in European football. Ruben Neves, if he's got no one else, and you were going to offer him double his wages, I don't see why he wouldn't come to Newcastle. So I'd take Ruben Neves, a little Portuguese maestro in midfield. That's it then. Let us know what you think of those picks. Drop yours in the comments below. Did I miss out any obvious ones? I try to give a good balance of a bit mad, Harry Kane, and a bit sensible, Joe Gomez, you know, or Mitrović, things like that. So let us know what you think of those picks. Drop yours in the comments. Subscribe to the Mac My Channel TV and enjoy yourself.